In this video, we are going to discuss what are different types of visualization techniques that are used to graphically display data elements. In the previous lecture, we have discussed various kinds of analytical tools that are used to describe the given data set in terms of various attributes. And we have classified those attributes in two different categories. One is called as the numeric data and another is called as the non-numeric data. The attributes that are used to describe numeric type of data that we have seen in the last video are centrality measures such as median, mode and mean. Then we have also discussed what does it mean by quartiles and deciles. These are the positional attributes. Then we have seen the third and the most important type of attributes that are used to characterize numeric data are standard deviation and variations, which captures the variance or the variations in the data sets. The attributes that are used to describe the non-numeric data are count. Count indicates what are different types of distinct data instances that are present in the data sets for a given non-numeric data variable. The unique attribute is used to characterize the non-numeric data, and it is a number which indicates the what are distinct values for a given non-numeric data variable are present in the given data set. The top attribute again is used to describe the non-numeric data type, and it indicates, it is a number, it indicates the which is the variable, which is the value for a non-numeric data variable that is present, that occurs largest number of time in the data sets, and frequency is the number that indicates the count for the top variable. These are different types of attributes that are used to characterize the non-numeric data, and these properties of the non-numeric these properties that are used to describe numeric and the non-numeric data are quite useful to gain initial insight about the data set. Further in this lecture, we are continuing what are different ways in which to develop a initial insight about the data set. And the best way to gain initial insight about the data set is nothing but using visualization tools. Visualization tools, the objective of the visualization tool is to graphically represent a large data set. And these visualization tools are of two different types. One is used, one is called as the univariate tools, and another tools are called as the bivariate tools. Univariate tools are used to analyze a single variable, whereas the bivariate tools are used to study the relationship between the more than two variables. That's why it is called as a bivariate, whereas a univariate are the single variable. The visualization tools that are used for the univariate and the bivariate analysis are line chart, which are basically used for univariate. Bar chart is also used for univariate. Pie chart is again used to univariate. Histogram is again univariate. Whisker plot is again univariate. The scatter plot is the only tool that is used for the analysis of the bivariate analysis, which are involved. All others tools are used for only univariate or the study the get the insight about the single variable. We are going to see the purpose and what are the conditions in which we are going to use these different tools. The first graphical tool that is quite widely used to analyze a single variable or the univariate is called as the line chart. And this line chart is basically used for the numeric type of data only. Basically used for the numeric data and the time series. On the x-axis, we usually take the time or period, and on the y-axis, the values for the variable, and these are the non-numeric variables. Now here I am explaining the line chart with one example of the students that have attended my last 10 lectures, and these are the numbers. So here the 1, 2, 3 on the x-axis, what I have taken the first lecture, second lecture, third lecture, fourth lecture up to the 10th lecture. So for the first lecture, the number of students that have attended are the 18, and the points between the 2 points are usually joined by a single line like this, single smooth line. Two distinct points are connected with each other in the line chart by a smooth line. So this captures the variation of a numeric type of data variable with respect to time period, and that's why it is called as the line chart. The points, the line chart is typically used for the univariate analysis, and it is used, the second point that is most important to remember is that it is used to represent the not numeric data type, and these are basically used for the time series data and the relationship of the variable with respect to the time. The second visualization tool that is used is called as the bar chart, and the bar chart is used basically used for the discrete or the categorical variable. The earlier line charts are used for the numeric type of variable. This is used for the discrete or the categorical variable. Here, the example that I have used is that what are the number of male students or what are the number of boys and the girls that has attended my first 5 lectures. So I have numbered my first 5 lectures as the L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. My first lecture on the machine learning in the last semester was attended by 6 male students and the 12 female students. Similarly, the male students, the second lecture was attended by the 10 male students and the 14 male students. So this I have represented with like bar chart. This is the bar chart. Here these are called as the bar, and these are they are, so now there are 5 bars are present, and male and the female, these are grouped in 2 different bar charts. So this is the way in which you can represent the bar charts. On the x-axis, the categorical variable is present, and on the y-axis, the values of those categorical variables are present. Now here the value means that the frequency, the number of times that particular variable occur in the values that occur in a given data set. So that is the purpose of the bar chart is used basically for the discrete and categorical. On the x-axis, normally the discrete or the categorical values are taken, and on the y-axis, their frequency or the count is taken. The third visualization tool that is used to get the initial insight is called as the pie chart. And again, the pie chart is used for the categorical type of variable, and this is used to identify the number of the proportion of the different values that takes for the a particular discrete or the categorical variable. Here, the student type is the gender of the student type has the 2 values. One is called as the female, and the second is called as the male. So in my class on the machine learning, there are 31 girl students are present and the 44 girl students are present, and my class size is how much? 75. So out of 75, 31 are females and the male students are the 44. So this is the composition of the my gender variable takes 2 value. Out of those 2 values, males are 50, the composition, the proportion of the male students are 58.7%, and the proportion of the female students in my class is the 41.3%. So the pie chart is are used for categorical variable, and it indicates the proportion of individual values for a given categorical or the discrete variable. The next pictorial representation or the chart that is frequently used is called as the histogram. Now see the difference between the histogram and the bar chart. Histogram are basically used for the numerical values, numerical type of data variable, and it is used to represent the count of the frequency of a numerical range. Now here what I did is that these are the mark by secured by previous year students on the course on machine learning for internal assessment or the internal semester examination or the internal assessment. So the number of students that has score mark in the range between the 23 and the 25 are 1. Between the range 26 to say 27 are 5 number of students that are score marks in the range between the 26 to 27. In the range 28 and 29, 28 students score this range are present. The students that are scored marks in between 30 and 31 are 33 students. The number of students that have scored marks in between 32 and 33 are 12 students, and the one student only has scored more than score the marks in the range between 33 and 35. These marks are out of 40 marks. So here the count is represented as a bar chart. See, in the range between 23.75 to 25.6, here is one student is present, then 5, then 28, then 33, and then 12, and this is the first student. See, this way of representing is called as the frequency chart or the histogram. Now see, if you take the shape of, if you draw a smooth shape like this, it represents a inward bell. So this curve is also sometimes is called as the bell curve, and it is used to identify how the values are distributed, and if such kinds of you get a such kinds of curve, bell curve, then the values are normally distributed. So this is a normal distribution. You might have studied in the statistics. So histograms are the points that we should remember with respect to the histogram is that the histogram is basically used for the numerical type of data. On the x-axis, the range interval or the bin size is present. Here the range is 23 to 25 or 26 to 27. This range is plotted on the x-axis. And what are these? These are the range of the numerical variable. Here the numerical variable that we have used is the marks. Marks is our numerical variable. And the marks of the students are scored in this range. So the range is plotted on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, the frequency or the count is plotted. So this is the purpose of the histogram. Histogram is quite often confused with the bar chart. Histograms are normally used for the numerical data type, whereas the bar charts are used for the discrete and the categorical data type. Now the next chart that is commonly used is called as the box whisker plot. The purpose of the box whisker plot is to study how the values are how the variation is present in the values. So this is again used for numerical type of data. Now, the data that I am the variable that I am studying or plotting, for which I am plotting the box whisker plot, is the mark score by one particular mark score by the students for my previous year machine learning course. Now, in the previous year machine learning course, for the internal assessment or IA, the marks are is in the range between the 0 to 40. So the how the let us I will explain here how the uh, box whisker plot is plotted. See, this portion of the graph is called as the box, and it has these two whiskers. Now, on the lowest whisker, the minimum value is plotted. On the topmost side edge of the whisker, the maximum value of the variable is plotted. On the lower side, the value of the q1 is plotted, and the q3 is plotted on the upper side. A box is plotted like this, q1 to the q3, and this distance q1 to the q3 is also called as the intermediate range or the IQR. Now, for the marks scored by the machine learning course, the minimum value is the 25. See, this is the actual box whisker plot for my marks variable. So the minimum value is the 25. So this is the 25. Then maximum value is the 34. So this is the 34. Then q1 is the 29. So this value is the 29, and the q3 is the 31. So this is the 31, and my median is the 30. So this is the 30. So, and this plot is called as the box whisker plot. This distance is the interquartile range. In this particular example, the IQR is 31 minus 29, that is equal to 2. So this is the purpose of the box whisker plot. On the to plot the box whisker plot is plotted for numerical variable, and it is the representation of how it represents how the data values of the data particular variables are varied. It gives you the picture at one side about what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the q1, what is the q3, and what is the median. So this is gives this picture gives you the total description of a given numeric type of data variable. Now the second, the another the only graphical tool that we are going to widely use for the to study the relationship between two different variables is the scatter plot. See, the all the variables that we have seen so far are basically are used to study only the one single variable. So here the single variable that we have used is the number of students and lectures attended by the number of students attended the lectures. This is the only single variable. The variable that we have discussed here is the gender variable. This is the gender variable. Of the gender takes two values, male and the female. So here, which again the pie chart is used to study the single variable, and that we have seen is the gender variable. Then here also we have studied the numeric histograms are used to study the numerical value, and the only variable that we have shown with this is the mark scored by the students. So this is the mark range. So the mark is the only variable. Box whisker plot again is the studies are used to analyze the single variable, and here the example variable that we have used is the marks variable. But the scatter plot are used to study the relationship between two different variables. So here the on the x-axis there is another variable is present, variable 1, and on the y-axis second variable or the variable 2 is plotted. So here what I did is that I want to study what is there any relationship between is present between the number of lectures that are attended by a student and marks scored by him or her. So the 28 see here the students that attended the 4 lectures got marks from 0 to, suppose this is the 29, this is the 30 mark, and this is the 32. So this is the this graph scatter plot gives you the idea about how two different variables are related with each other, and that's why it is called as the bivariate analysis. Thank you.